DZ, man, thank you so much for coming on and have a chat.
Thanks for having me, man. I'm excited, nervous, but I'm keen. Yeah.
Nothing to be nervous about. We're all pretty relaxed here. It's just a general conversation, just to get to know you a bit better.
Yeah, that's
How'd you
great.
How'd you get into music, man? What made you want to start rapping?
Well, it's actually a pretty interesting story. So my brother used to make dubstep long before I did any music. And one day we'll just at a family, we're having a little get together or something. And me and my friend used to freestyle rap all the time. So I'd be in school and at recess and lunch, I'd always be freestyling.
Hmm.
And we're at this party, and my friend goes to my brother, he can rap. And my brother's like, oh, yeah, yeah, anyone can fucking rap, everyone raps. And then he's like, no, no, he can rap. And then we put on some beats or something. We started freestyling. And then my brother was like, I make music too. Like we didn't know about each other's music, and he was starting his dubstep thing. So I think it was like the next day or something. We were in his room, and he already had a beat, and I was already rapping over some dubstep. So the way we started was originally I was just doing vocals over his dubstep music.
Hmm.
That's kind of our very early stuff. And then it just evolved, man. He started making hip hop beats. I started rapping harder, getting better. And it just stuck, man. We're about 5 years down the track now, still going.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Within the 5 years, you've also created your own record label, Triple
Yeah,
Jacket
that's right.
Mafia.
Um, so my brother, he and his friends when they were in school, they had a crew, everyone has their little crew names
Hmm.
and stuff, they were always Trip Jacket Mafia. And then, they'd always rep it even before they were doing anything. No music, nothing. They'd always just, they'd rep it, they'd put posts saying Trip Jacket Mafia. And when my brother really started to get serious, him and a few of his friends were all starting to get into music. And they started DJing together as a group. So when they DJ, they'd be like five of them on stage, and their DJ name was Trip Jacket Mafia. So, it was just natural progression, you know what I mean? When my brother started to get more serious and started getting more involved, what better name for the label than Trip Jacket Mafia?
Yeah. You have another podcast of your own called the FireCast. And I've been listening to a couple episodes of that. I feel like the past like four episodes are just you guys just pretty much just blowing smoke up your own ass about this merch. So it better be damn good.
You got to do what you got to do, man. Like we're just very excited, and
Yeah.
it's been a long process. So um, yeah, the Firecast, we don't want to kind of, we're always about transparency,
Hmm.
so like we've had struggles. We already did some test products and they didn't turn out great, and we want our listeners to understand that and to kind of be a part of the process, so we're not in it for the money or anything like that. We're making very minimal profit. It's just to kind of, it's just fun, man, to build the brand, get people aware, you know what I mean?
You guys can release music from your wardrobe. Like where you are right now, you could upload a song and it could be available everywhere. Like what has the world come to? You know what I mean? No longer you do need a big label to make your own music anymore.
That's right, and that's the beauty of it, man. If you're not chasing your dreams in 2022, man,
Hmm.
I don't know what you're doing with yourself, because there's no excuse anymore. There's
Yeah.
literally no excuse. As he said, I got clothes behind me and shit, you know what I mean? And it still works. It sounds clean. It sounds, there's no, I'm not losing anything. I'm just
Hmm.
working on myself. You might have to go to your 9 to 5, but when you get home, you got so many avenues to do what you really want to do. And if you keep at it long enough with consistency, it'll pay off, man. It's just people are too scared to take the leap.
What's the music industry like? Like you say all love between like obviously your collective group, but like I feel it would be it's very difficult to get in anywhere. I feel like it's a flooded market for a rapper. It's a flooded market for like dance music or in that DJing aspect. Like, how do you guys find the atmosphere of the Oz rap scene in a way without blacklisting yourself?
It's very oversaturated. You're
Hmm.
spot on, man. And the thing is too that, like, no offense to anyone, but like a lot of people, it's like they don't have the self-awareness to really kind of go, maybe this isn't the best. They don't take the time to practice, perfect the craft before they put things out. And that's where, because it's easier than ever. I mean, you should be chasing your dreams, like I said, but because it's so easy now, people are just releasing so much stuff, and 90% of it, isn't up to scratch.
Yeah, there's a lot of
And the
people that
sad
should
thing
be.
about that,
There's a lot of people that shouldn't be chasing their dream.
yeah,
Yeah.
it takes practice, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
man.
And some people just really got to take that extra time. But because of that, it does make a lot of people kind of frown upon Aussie rap.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So people, like, we're pretty good at what we do, not to fucking, toot my own horn, but like, we've been at it a while. But now if we're going to a brand new person or a brand new audience, you say, "Oh, I'm a rapper, I'm a musician," they kind of roll their eyes. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Because they hear so much lackluster stuff. And it's been like that for a while, and it does make it hard, but we love what we do, man. And as long as you're passionate and consistent, you'll find your audience. And we got a lot of dedicated fans, and I'm so grateful to have them around that are always going to tune into our shit.
Have you ever felt like just giving up and just doing a normal 9 to 5?
Not once.
No?
Not once. It's because the thing with us, like, we genuinely love what we do. We're not in it about, whether it's a job or not, we're still going to do it, and we're young. I'm only 23.
Mm.
When I can get a job that my mum has or my dad has, I can get a job at 30, the same job. I can get the same job at 40. Most people are just working a job that does the job, you know what I mean? That they're not, it doesn't take much skill. It doesn't take much, So while I'm young, while my brother's young, while we're all, we have the energy and the time to really work on ourselves. And I know that the secret ingredient is consistency.
Yeah.
So if I keep going the way I am, by the time I'm 30, it's going to be paying the bills. It doesn't matter what you do. If you keep at it, it's going to pay off. A lot of people just quit and they give up because, they feel like they're running out of time. But 30 is still young, man. You know what I mean? You got time. I followed you a while ago, actually. I don't remember what got me in. I saw you somewhere, and I thought it was brilliant. Just you just chopping it up for a couple minutes with someone, and you kind of you take the role as an interviewer, and a lot of people don't have the capacity to be able to kind of take the back seat and let someone else speak. So there's not a lot of people doing what you do and bridging that gap. So I thought it was brilliant, man. I haven't really seen too many people doing what you do.
Oh, thanks, man. I suck at taking compliments, but I'll just say thanks. And we'll just leave it at that.
So do I.
Do you have any advice for anyone who wants to get into the music industry? Like, it's obviously tough, but like, what's your tips? You got any?
Keep going.
Yeah.
Keep going. Number one thing is keep going. And like we were discussing before, you should practice. You should have homies around you who can say, look, maybe don't release this. You're not at that level yet.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean you should stop. You just got to practice. No one starts off good at anything. You got to put the time and effort in. If you really want it, you can do it. Just keep going. It's easier now than ever, and there's really no excuse. But just practice, have that self-awareness, and keep going. Keep going. I can't stress it enough. It's consistency. That's all it is.
And what's been the hardest part of the music industry journey for you? Like, you've got the advice, but what's the hardest part that you had to overcome?
Definitely getting people to listen, man.
Now that you bring it up, I didn't even notice, but you had the game on as a feature?
Yeah, that's right.
How much did that cost? How did that happen?
It was probably less than you think.
Really?
It was a bit. But my friend actually messaged me, and he said, "Oh, look at the game story. He's working with independent artists. You should check. You'd have to pay." I was like, "Yeah, of course you have to pay." But and I just sent him a message, and he responded. He just responded, and I was like, "Let's do a feature." And he was like, "All right." We chopped it up for a bit. I had to pay a little bit. I was just lucky I was in the position to be able to do it. And but it was probably a lot less than you think. He was doing those features for independent artists at a pretty good deal, and quick turnaround too. In about a week, he had sent me back the verse, and it was good timing, really.
I've got a question here, man. We're gonna jump into a podcast. I do have a list of 4 questions I ask everyone. I don't know if you've heard the show before, but like we'll start with what's your favorite food, man?
Um, ramen, chicken katsu ramen noodles, man.
Yeah, that sounds fancy as hell.
Oh, Japanese food, man.
Yeah.
I've been onto that shit hard lately.
Yeah. Netflix or Disney Plus?
Disney Plus, man. I'm a big Star Wars fan.
Yeah. Did you watch
Yeah,
the no, Obi-Wan?
definitely,
Yeah,
man. I
man.
loved it. Every episode, man. It was brilliant.
Yeah, better than the Book of Boba Fett for sure.
Oh yeah, yeah, 100%. I still enjoyed Boba Fett, but it was pretty slow. It was a bit slower.
PlayStation or Xbox?
PlayStation,
Yeah.
definitely.
What are you playing?
Nintendo Switch, actually.
Nintendo Switch.
If I had to choose, yeah, I don't have a PlayStation at the moment, but growing up, I was always PlayStation over Xbox.
Yeah. What are you
But
playing on Nintendo Switch?
I'm a big Super Smash Brothers guy, so
Yeah.
I was playing Super Smash Brothers. So recently I got multiverses on my PC because I'm big into those kind of platform fighter games. I'm a casual gamer. I play Animal Crossing, that type of shit.
Yeah.
I got Nintendo characters on my arm, man. Like I got Mewtwo there.
Oh,
You know,
jeez.
yeah, big Nintendo fan.
Okay. All right. And last but not least, what's your biggest conspiracy, man?
Oh shit, man. Oh, jeez. Um, See, I don't know because I'm, actually, these one that's really kind of fucked with me lately is those Mandela effects,
Mhm.
bro. I swear, this pharaoh head, King Tutankhamun's pharaoh head, always had one snake on his head, and now all of a sudden, in the past week or so, everyone's talking about this vulture and the snake, and now you Google image him, and he never had one snake. It was always a vulture and a snake. And that fucks with me, man. Like these Mandela effects, there's definitely something to them. I'm telling you.
Before we wrap this up, do you have anything to say to your ever-growing fan base?
Um, I'm just grateful to have you guys, man. To any people who might be watching this who've never seen me before, if you check out our stuff, man, I'd be very grateful. I think you'd like us. We do a lot of things, and just yeah, man, keep that consistency, keep that love. Keep positive, keep doing what you love to do, man. It's easier than ever. So there's really no excuse. If you reach out to me, send me a message. I always respond. So I'm very grateful to be where I am doing what I'm doing. I'm grateful to be on this show right now doing this. This is pretty surreal, that we've come this far, but you know, just very grateful.
Yeah. You pretty much half said it, but what do you have to say to anyone who isn't following you?
Yeah, well, just exactly that, man. Check us out. We got the merch dropping this weekend, so a lot of great stuff. It's not some nerdy gamer stuff. You'll look the part. Check out the merch store. Instagram is where I'm most active. So, all of us on Jacket Mafia, we're most active on Instagram. We got a Discord too. So, we do a lot of fun stuff in there, exclusive codes, things like that. Yeah, we do a lot, man. So just follow my Instagram, hit the link in my bio, it'll take you to wherever you want to go.
Easy as that.
That's it.
DZ, man. Thank you so much for coming on.
Oh, thanks for having me, man. It's been a blast.